Kentucky businessman Matt Bevin.
Thank you all for being here. I apologize for my voice. You're going to get about half of the voice from me that you normally would hear. How fortunate, Sharon, thank you for your comments. I mean, how fortunate we are indeed to live in the land of the free and the home of the brave, the very land represented by this flag to my right. The sacrifices that have been made that afford us the ability to sit here, gather, have discussions, have disagreements, and still be able to go out of here peacefully. We don't fear for our lives as we leave this place. How blessed we are for that. There are indeed 4 great candidates, and I'll tell you, it was noted earlier how true it is. Competition is a good thing. Competition is a good thing, and there is not one of the 4 candidates running that would not be a far sight better than Jack Conway as the next governor. It used to be that one of us got put up as the chump in November, and this year the sacrificial lamb will be Jack Conway. It's our job to make sure that happens. There are differences, however, and it's important for us to understand, and please listen to me on this, because we have 4 good candidates, we should look at the merits of each candidate. Let each candidate stand on their own merits. Because on the other side of me is our state flag, where there is a state motto, that united we stand, and divided we fall. And there's a statesman and a frontiersman, and they're shaking hands on that flag. The idea that anybody, or the supporters of anybody, feel the need to smear other people in this race should be something that everyone in this room looks down upon. It is doing nothing but soiling the process and dividing the very thing that we have been called on, is to have unity in this race. We should have unity. There are 4 good candidates, 4 people quite capable of offering themselves forward as candidates to you as the next governor. You should not accept, you should not tolerate those who feel the need to malign through lies or hypocrisy the other people that are in this race. We're better than that. Kentucky deserves better than that. We truly do. I'm a guy who grew up in a simple way. Second of 6 kids. I grew up well below the poverty level, but I have been very blessed to live the American dream, and I'm grateful for that. I paid 100% of my way through college. I went to Washington and Lee University in Lexington, Virginia. Got out, went into the military. I was an active duty Army officer for a number of years, but for the last 20 some odd years I've been out in the private sector, where I'm a small business owner. I own all or part of 10 different companies. This is what I do. I create jobs. I start companies. I invest in other companies. Even now I employ scores of people. I pay them millions of dollars a year in salaries, benefits, dollars that plow back into our economy. This is why I'm in this race. My running mate, Janine Hampton, is extraordinary. Grew up in abject poverty, the oldest of 4 little girls. Her mother had an 8th grade education. Her father left when she was 7 years old. Janine also put herself through school. First person in her family that she was even related to who'd ever even gone to college. She worked full-time at General Motors, got a degree in industrial engineering, got out, went into the Air Force, 7 years active duty as an Air Force officer, including deployment to the first Gulf War. Got out and spent the next 20 years in the Fortune 500 world working in the corrugated packaging industry. Varying degrees of success, including ultimately being a plant manager. Got an MBA at a top business school along the way. She happens to be a black female as well, which puts her in pretty select company in the Republican Party in the state of Kentucky. And frankly, in the Republican Party in America, period. And I tell you, we talk a lot about opening the doors. We talk a lot about being a broader party, representing more who we are as Kentuckians. Janine Hampton and I offer truly the most representative ticket that has ever been put forward for a gubernatorial candidacy, Republican or Democrat alike, in the history of Kentucky. And I would challenge you to think about the fact that we need to not only win this primary, but we do need to win the general. And while indeed we are conservative here in this state, there are still 1.6 million Democrats and 1.2 million Republicans. And we are a straight ticket state where 20+% of people still vote the straight ticket. We've got to be able to move people from the Democrat side to the Republican side. It's imperative that we do so. Ours is a ticket that can do exactly that. There are differences between us in this race. I'd encourage you, please go to mattbevin.com. You can look at my blueprint for a better Kentucky. There are very specific things that differentiate us as it relates to things that truly ail us. Look at our pension system. I'm the only one in this race that's worked in the pension business. We've got to address this with boldness, with courage. We cannot have 750 ideas come out of the legislature and not one of them address this issue. I'm being given time, but I want to close with this. On the pension front, there's a difference. I'm a military veteran, that's a difference. As it relates to my call to dismantle the Connect program, that's a difference. I pray for my children for two things. I pray that they will have the understanding of the difference between what is right and what is wrong. That they will know the difference, because we live in a world where they are being given a lot of mixed messages. But I pray additionally that they will have the courage to then do that right thing. And this is my prayer for each of you, that you will not only know the right thing to do in this race, but that you will have the courage to actually do so. That you will have the courage to reach for what is best for Kentucky, not as what is politically expedient, but who among us is most qualified. If you could only have one of us to represent this state, to fight for you, who would it be? I will fight for you like I would fight for my own children. And I will represent this state like I represented this nation when I wore her uniform 25 years ago. I'd be grateful for your vote on May 19th.